All right, guys, welcome. This is a synopsis on the losses that we suffered at Go Congress. Losses not including the Simo losses, the real losses when we really tried to win and stuff. Basically, we had a very bad start and Black Friday. The bad start, I was very happy. First time I'm coming to Go Congress as a professional. I also arrived very late during the night, and first time I'm taking my wife to the Go Congress, so I was very, very hyper and introducing everyone to my pretty wife and everything. I did not play particularly well in the first game, but that was to be expected. Usually, the first game is not that difficult to win, anyways. Anyways, just a brief overview of how this went. So a big Korean contingent showed up at Go Congress. They were very, very strong, and for us, so all of those players, there were six of them. We really wanted to play with them, right? So we had five of them. We really wanted to play. We also had three very strong women's players. Two of them was pro. One was a professional, one was a new professional, and one was a professional 7-dan, the highest finish for pros. And so one of the women, so that's 8 players, right? And we also had many other professionals. Our North American professionals, because when we play each other, we can gain points. They're pros. So we had during this tournament, Ryan, Eric, Calvin, me, Minjo, Alex Chi, Surmat, he counts too, and this person. So we had 7 pros that was live. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Minju 7. So we had 7 pros we wanted to play. We already talked about this pro. She's one of the women. So 8 plus 7, we had 15 players we really wanted to play. 15 players we really wanted to play. And who did we end up playing? Only 2 of the Koreans, and we didn't actually even get to play the stronger of the Koreans. Not that we did well against the weaker Koreans, but anyways, so the pairings was a major disappointment on my end. I had 15 players I really wanted to play. I played no pros. I played 0 other professionals. I didn't have a bad record. I was 3-1, right? I was 2-1. I was 1-1. I didn't play any other professionals. Eric Yoder, by the way, played 4 professionals. Lucky guy. Didn't play any other professionals. Didn't play many of the Koreans. Didn't play any of the women. So very, very disappointing pairing draw for this thing. But that's okay. Not even this pairing and drawing allowed us to get 5 wins. We still lost 3. So. And that largely chalks it up to the bad start. So let's take a look at our bad start. This is the first game. We were playing black. We played this. Okay, on normal. Here we noticeably wanted to play a very solid opening, which in hindsight probably was a little bit off. If we had to choose again, we would have played like faster. We would have invaded the 3-3, played here even. But during the game, we thought we would just calm everything down. We didn't sleep that much, and had a long flight and spent a lot of the morning talking to a lot of old friends, a lot of people. So we decided to take it slow, which is perfectly okay. But when it came time to start focusing on the game, sadly we we were not able to totally focus. Now, despite this, I'm very big on playing the game without being in your best conditions, and I am relatively good at playing a relatively high quality game, not at my best conditions. So sorry if it comes across as me coming up with excuses. The strong players never come up with excuses. So the strong never complain about excuses. I know I just complained like for 20 minutes about my parents, but I know maybe I still have ways to go before I am a real strong player yet. Anyways, this game continues here, and here we try this move. Probably okay. Probably okay. And after this exchange, we got a few outside versus inside exchanges. White got a bit stronger. Turns out it was quite even. Then we played here. Should be okay. We also thought about expanding here. In hindsight, expanding might be a little like tiny bit better because we were solid on the left hand side, so we don't really mind white expanding here. We might have some synthase like this one where we can start surrounding the bottom side. But anyways, this is not a bad move. This was not really a bad move either. Okay, so white plays here. We start invading. Here's where we try to take a lead into the middle game. And we're doing it. We played the strongest Atari and extend. Just extending would have been also okay, but we really wanted to play as strong as possible here. Here is the middle game, and this is where we are gonna win the game. Okay. And then we played here. We didn't want to just play this block. This would have been perfectly fine. And it's not. I'm not sure. It's hard to say if white needs another move here. Definitely, like white probably cannot play like this for sure. We would play this move, get a ko going. White would be, surrounded, and if we could even have somehow like this move in Sente, and then play this, and then like this, it would be like we could potentially even capture this white group. But white just jumps out, and then white is totally fine. So we were not quite satisfied with that. And therefore, that's why we played this. I think we could be satisfied getting the same result now, but when white played here, we decided to push and cut. This is very bad. Didn't seem that bad to us, but just connect there. It's totally fine. Right now we were doing okay in the game. Just let's just check the AI now. We are ahead by 1 point, but after we played these cuts, we are now behind by 1 point. May not look like much, but we could have played just a connect. We could have, and then we had all the same agi we talked about. We could have just extended, surrounded the big bottom. What really was our problem was we had to play this move to clamp down on the liberties because of this issue. We had to clamp down on the one liberties so that we can capture white like this. If we didn't, then white would capture this one stone, and then it would be pretty good for white. That's why we had to do this. If we could have done like the extend back, then we would be totally fine. But yeah, so as such, after white plays here, we realized that, oh, doesn't look like we have much problems, but there's so much aji involved in the middle that suppose we start attacking white, some very easy moves like this kind of a move is very very strong, and then white would have no problem, like extending in would be sente, and then we would have a lot of anyways we were unable to really attack white like this, and so we had to extend, and this is what's gonna slow us down for the rest of the game, having to play a slow move here. And still, we're playing a big game. We have lots of potential territory. We had no worries. And here's the thing here's the part that really went badly for us. Right now, probably quite even. Black by 0.5. So still quite an even game. And remember our thickness lecture, the whole lecture was on you have to play, you identify the thickness and you play on the outside of the thickness and have your opponent play on the inside. So during the game, we were afraid of this diagram, because this would have allowed white to take the territory. Little did we know that this diagram would be black plus 13. We were afraid of the diagram that was us like gaining like 13 points. Only we, maybe white could have done better, like maybe connect. This is only 3.8. This is plus 4. Anyway, we were quite good like this, and the reasoning is we did get white to play here, which is close to the thickness on the inside, but and we were playing on the outside of this, and our middle is not really thickness because there's a lot of aji like Atari push and things like that. So that was very unfortunate that we did not take our own lesson to heed. Instead, we played here. By the way, here's another chance to go get to the outside. This would not be as good as before, but this is only white plus 1.6. We played this connect, and at this moment, still we have a chance to play on the outside and allow white to connect underneath and go home. But given we played the moves earlier, the next move, this was inevitable, and this move is what's gonna get us to 8.5 below bad board for us. We should have played here. Then even though white is quite comfortable like this is only white by 2.4. So given what happened later, I'm sure we could have managed a down 2.4 position. So in the game, after these moves, this is white plus 7. We kept at it. We played this. After all of this sequence, it is white plus 9. We had no idea. We were attacking white, and here's the biggest mistake that many of us make. And I can't believe I'm susceptible to this too. And that is you attack by cutting the group from your opponent's thickness. I can't believe I made the same mistake. It's so clear and obvious after the fact when I'm looking at the review, when the AI says, wow, your move here at J2 was bad by 7 points. And I'm like, what? How could this be bad by 7 points? And then we take a look at our own lesson because we were preparing for our next lesson, right? We're like, holy crap. My lessons are actually gold. Okay, anyways, so here it comes. So we kind of felt the game was a bit tough now, so here comes our attempt at coming back. Our opponent was very, very strong, played this attachment, to which we responded here. Not easy to figure out exactly how to respond. The threat is like this. You'll connect that, and white will capture this one stone. Very difficult for us to do it next, to do what's coming, deal with this problem. So in the game we played here, we are hoping that white would respond, but white didn't respond. Here, white has thickness here, even though this stone has some agi. It's white's group, it has an eye here. Even if we cut white, the white groups are not really in any serious danger. So once again, our threat is fell 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 empty. And now we found ourselves having to live on the top left. And now we played this way to settle this. And now the game is coming back a little bit. We are moving out with our stone here. White has many issues. And so now we're like, okay, the game is a bit closer now. White only by 2.5, and we have our counter-attacking plans already. And we felt like the inside is totally alive. And here's another great weakness for us. That is, here we're really close now. Our life and death skills are not really up to par for our level, which is a bit sad, but it's okay. Here we actually we wanted white to play this. Hold on. How did this happen? White by 5.7. Okay, so white captured, we Atari'd, white connected. All right, so now the game, we've totally came back, and we think the game is about even now. We gave up these 5 stones. It will be 5 in a second, and we played here. At this point, white by 2.3. Okay, at this point, black by 1.2. Okay. So at this point, we felt like we did a masterful game plan, and we're like really winning the game now. We counted territory. We're like, okay, we have about the same as white, and we have like a huge middle that we can have. So we felt like we really won the game, and it's a first game at Go Congress. Usually you're not paired against the strongest opponents, so we were like, okay, yeah, we're probably gonna cruise through the rest of this game, and we're gonna just win, and it'll be a very happy day start. And so here we played a little bit carelessly. We should have extended. I don't know why we didn't. We wanted 2 extra points. It was actually just 1, and it came with a lot of side effects. We would be winning if the left-hand side was totally alive, and we thought it was. It came down to a very terrible job at life and death. Basically here, we had all these 2 sentes, and we just read this out, and we said, oh, this shape is totally alive. And we thought it was alive because we play here. We thought white was going to play here. We connect. White plays this. We play here. And white cannot connect home. And we have 2 eyes. And these 2 Ataris are what's like instrumental. We're like, okay, but normally this is not alive. But because we have 2 extra Ataris, this is not going to be co. And we're going to be totally alive. So if we were more aware of this, and when we start winning the game, yeah, that's about as good a time to be aware of like how you can lose, about the best time for that, right? So like eliminate the ways that you can lose, and so one of the ways is like try to get sente and then play like in the middle and fix this. Remember, we have another Atari at A3, so that'll be okay. But that would have been good if we extended, and now this would be just some endgame gain by white, and it would be no problem. We could spend the time, like shoring up the middle, playing, like sentes, playing what we wanted to play here. White has to play over here on the right, and then we would throw in, play here. Cannot play this as white. This is one-legged chicken. White has to play this, capture, and play here. play these end games and we would be totally okay. But we had to hane here for like that one extra point. But it's all because we thought the shape was okay. Why did we think that? I have no idea. I have no idea. All right, so we did this and we got to this shape. And not only is it not totally alive, it is totally dead. Oh my god. And this problem, this is like maybe a 2-dan problem at 101 Weiqi. It's definitely one that we could have solved easily. And so this was a very, very disappointing death. Played, wow, it's just. And then later, even more end games going bad. Here, opponent played a little bit problematic. But even here, we were gonna lose by 10 points. Oh, 18 points, wow. Well, 18 points is because we have various codes. So here, maybe 14 points. Yeah. Anyways, so very disappointing finish. Played pretty okay in the counter-attacking stages. Got a big center and then but just a little bit of a lapse. We felt the game would be over, and then we should have really hunkered down. We had time left. We should have hunkered down and thought hard about exactly how we could lose, and then took some steps to fix that. So very, very disappointing start. Not even a very good lecture later on in the night would lift our moods. And just to remember how much damage this game did, not only did it make us 0-1, it made us play, the lowest, the worst performing player in Masters, which would absolutely kill our tiebreak points, and it would kill our chances at, using tiebreaks to gain thing. Very sad. So after this, then with weaker opponents, we do win. The next one, Michael Zhou is relatively stronger, but we still won. And Sun Datan was very strong too, but we still won. That game was very comical too. We both felt that I was doing quite well, but then it turned out I was actually losing until move 120. So it was quite. Maybe we'll gloat about victories in another video, but today is about Black Friday. Look at the board numbers. We had 15 boards total. We started at board 6, went to board 13, which is the third to the last, went to board 9, went to board 5. Finally, we got to board 2 and 4, and that's where we got what we wanted. But then again, right back down to 9. So Black Friday also includes another PandaNet City League game between these two, in which we took all black. This one, the first one, another very painful defeat. Of course, we were quite happy to get to this spot because we said, bring on the Koreans, and finally we can go play on board 2, which was good. This was the Sunda game, the City League winner game. Don't worry, that one we won, so we don't have to go over it. This one. Actually, that game was broadcast by US Go, so we can go to the US Go site on US Go user on OGS, and we can see not this one, but we were round 5, board 2. Yeah. This one went to the end. Again, we took our lesson from the first game, and we really did this. We wanted to go very fast, and we did, and it was good. Also, the Koreans tend to be very solid players, so when we played here, I was hoping they would play the same solid moves. So that's why we played Q10, 4 spaces, very very efficient, very very fast. Of course, once you know, so they're all strong, they're all super strong players, so they would not fall prey to my machinations. But this is okay. So here begins our fighting. Here begins our fighting. Right now, white is ahead by 1.5, which is regular. White is ahead by 1 anyway. Okay, so we keep fighting like this instead of just playing here. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. So in the game, we decided to go for the complex fighting, which is what we really like as well. So we went ahead and cut, and now white played this Atari and extend. Very interesting. Here we debated between this move and then Atari here, and what we did in the game. This move probably would have been better, but during the game somehow we wanted to make thickness, and we felt that this was very good for black already as well. Mostly because we could see we could in Sente fix this cut. But you know, we had some thickness, then we were ready to pick fights with the opponent. In hindsight, maybe get the territory, and then these two groups are the same, and I was a territory hog, so why did I not choose that? It must be because of the thickness principle. I really wanted to use thickness this game and try to play accordingly. However, when I do try to do that here, the next move for white is very attractive. Another extend or a connect is very attractive because it's Sente against these. But I think white correctly deduced we were not gonna respond. When white captures 4 stones, white captures 4 stones, no big deal. And this extends even to this point. When white connects, we were gonna ignore him also. So our opponent was very smart. He played here, which maintained the game slightly in white's favor. So invading is very reasonable then. Of course, we could also keep expanding. That would also be good. But we have thickness, so it's time to invade. And here we did take our thickness principle to heart. So when white pressed out, white is strong on the right hand side, it's alive, we are strong in the middle. We really took the time and probably surprised the opponent by cutting, which is on the outside. So here white is catching up to our plans. We wanted like something like this, counter-attacking in the corner, and we would have forced white to cut our group from our middle thickness, which would be good. So here we keep at it, 03, very proud of this kind of a move. White Haned, and here we played this Hane, and we played this one, and then connect, white answered. And maybe this extra connect was unnecessary. So this would have made, like, really alleviated white's pressure. So like I'm sure if white plays here now, we would be in some trouble. This P3 does a very good job attacking. So for us, probably we should push first while we are still very, very weak. But anyways, my opponent is a fighting guy too, so he would cut. And this would give us, I thought at this point that we were in a very good position. We have a lot of coast threats, and we didn't see white having a lot. We Atari'd, we got this. When white played here, we debated between extending and connecting. We connected, probably should have extended. And we have more coast threats because we have coast threats up here, so we felt like we were okay. But when white pushed, we're like, how many coast threats do you have? So our coast threats were losing coast threats. Now, for example, it has connecting moves, and this would come back to haunt us later. So when white connects, we're like, what? You're gonna get rid of my push here too? and we probably should have pushed one more. This would have been a relatively even game, but no. We thought, yeah, I didn't quite calculate this out, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be okay during in this co-fight. Unfortunately, we were not. We played these, and then we connected, and losing this co probably was very game deciding. Of course, we should have just played this one and then played this as a co threat, and then just won the co. White would have played here, and White's co would have been here. Okay, still relatively good for White because we lost a lot of we made bad co threats or losing point losing co threats. That's why we found ourselves like one less co threat than we needed, which was very sad. And so still, even at this point, we have another co here, and it's a case where we just didn't get any of the things that we wanted here. Perhaps we could have gotten this move in Sente because it's Atari, right? And really though, we needed to get this move in Sente before we Atari that Q18, because that way we would have been, now White can still get home like this, but beforehand White was not able to. Right, like White can even do this, and it's hard for us to cut White even cut White like crazy, crazy, real crazy. So this is a ko. Not sure if this is White's best. Yeah, this is White's best response. So we really had to play this extend beforehand, and now we lost the ko by connecting. Connecting here, and then also lost more by not, now we have to win this ko, and we didn't play there. We played this, White cut, and we captured here, and it's an exchange, but this exchange is us capturing stones where we are already pretty strong. And White can also get home here. And again, it's for the same reasons as before, it's hard to even cut White in this shape. So now we're doing pretty badly. Because these 5 stones are basically alive, we're doing even more badly than we expect. The 2 codes are about the same, but the extra 10 points is not ours, and White is now ahead by 15. And here we make a crucial thickness principle mistake. We played here. I don't even know what we were hoping for. White just played this one and then captured. After White captures these 7 stones, this is super strong thickness, and our 4 stones here are, even if they're alive, they're not gonna be accomplishing anything. So we find another ko, but unfortunately, we couldn't find any ko threats. Maybe this push would have been a good one, but anyways, we found this. But when White connects here, we found that we were not able to do too much here. The move would have been here, because if we play this move, White was gonna block, and then Atari, and then Atari, and then capturing this is also Atari. This is just a disaster. So we have to play this one. White would play the same thing. This way at least we can connect back some stones and get White to play here. But this is a terrible, like worse, almost nothing ko threat. So our last chance is to make a huge territory, and opponent went for the kill again. We went for this, and maybe we should have went for the cut, and then here get this in Sente. Hopefully White answers like this, and something like this. This is still quite bad for us, but at least we would have been able to have these moves in Sente, and maybe we can have another move in Sente, make a huge middle territory. Maybe that's how we're gonna come back. Even so, white is up by a lot. So, anyways, very very bad sequence of fighting here. A lot of coast and should have extended more, and even I think just pushing here would have been relatively even as well. Very very sad set. We tried to use get thickness and then use thickness, but instead maybe we should have just gotten more territory and thickness. We did very good fighting here, but in the code to come, we definitely didn't find the best moves. Maybe extend would have been better. That way, maybe we could have captured the corner at least. And afterwards, after this exchange, we were behind. After this mistake, we were behind by a lot. And then this code didn't go anywhere, so quite a terrible finish. And just to show you guys the state of things, my second my PandaNet City League game that was in the afternoon, before we started, my opponent had to join via internet, so I played on a computer. The two others played on the board. So I was on my computer. My teammate Alex, he said, "Michael, you don't play well on online games because you don't play seriously, man, and play serious, man, 认真." And then I was like, yeah, of course I will. And then when I actually played the game, by move right here, by like move 30, well, a few more, by move 40, I was already behind 10 points, and then it got even worse after I played this push, and then Hane, after this cut, it got even worse. I had to live here, and when white Atari'd, I shouldn't even connect the 5 stones. That's how bad it is. 17 points just from one Joseki in the beginning. Yeah, very, very terrible. I would spend the whole game fighting back. It felt like I fought back a lot here, but white also had very strong attacks against me. And it turned out that at this point I was actually behind a lot again. White had this very nice move that we didn't see. This allowed white to extend here before white had to connect here, because we would Atari here and capture white, but now white can capture this, so it was quite nice, and my opponent spent no time finding it. By the way, my opponent is runner-up of the AGA pro qualifiers, so it was almost a pro against pro match. Yeah, anyway, we have to fight this co for the group, so white still has a commanding lead. When this happened, we really looked for whatever we could find, and when this happened, we're behind by like 15 points, 13 points. We decided to play this. Felt like a good idea, but this is what really doomed us. We did not have Sente here anymore. We have to spend a move to live. So we didn't, by we had to. And here it was when my opponent chickened out of making this group alive. Again, remember, we're making the mistake of cutting the opponent from his thickness, and that's almost never ends well. And this game we're really desperate, and when you're desperate, you start making bad moves like this. And this was gonna happen, and it wasn't. I was gonna have to play here, and white was gonna be able to live. But I'm sure at the time, white knows white is ahead by a lot, and so white just played here to get ready to move out, and we, of course, we played this. White is still ahead by a lot at this point, but the very next move here, this is where white played very good thickness, like play on the outside of thickness, so you're not bottled up a lot. But this one, the AI moves here after you see it and you see our thickness vector. This makes perfect sense because white is strong in the middle and over here, black is strong here, so we don't play like this move too close to white thickness, even this move too close, yeah, even this move too close to the black thickness, so this move, nice. That would have for sure won white the game. In the game, this happened, and here we played this move. We have to spend the move living on the top. Luckily, we could live on the top. Maybe our opponent made a similar mistake at reading that we did in our first game and just expected this to be totally dead. If that's the case, then fine. Then fine. It explains everything that white did. Yeah, including here, connecting, and then now we came back to live, and white is like, oh, maybe I'm not winning anymore. Yeah, at this point we were already okay now because we can cut here and n6 and capture. Still white is ahead, so I wonder maybe play here and we cut. White would still win this game by a little bit. No, black by 4. So I don't know how white is ahead still. Anyways, white connects and we played here and we lived. Still a relatively close game. We still fought this ko, and unlike the other kos, right, we fought this ko relatively well. When white played a point losing ko threat, we were like very quick. We were quick as a cat. We were on top of this point losing ko threat, and we stopped fighting the ko, and we were gonna win the game from here. Okay, we won the game by 7.5. Great. Okay, the only victory, but it was still felt like we were losing the entire game. So that's how my second game on Black Friday went. It was still very poor performance, but lots of bad moves by me. But the only good thing is that we won in the end. So here's the third game of the day at night. We played the Korean player, probably the most beatable Korean player. So this was really our chance. Maybe we could have, if we won this one and tomorrow got the top finishing women's player who played my opponent, and we won, we would have been 5-2 and would have been totally good. But we didn't win this game. Normal openings, and here we started the trouble again. This is very similar to our first game's moves. Best move was here to start fighting right away, and then here allow white to go into the corner. This would be significantly good for black. Didn't know at the time. So in the game we played the press and we got white to play these moves. Very, very, felt very happy. 2 knife 5s. This one's a double knife 5 shape. And so we connected, we felt this game was going quite okay. Ahead only by 4. And here is the first, again, white is alive, white is super thick. So same mistake as our first game. Remember first game, white could have connected back on the second line with a hane. This game also, we should have just let the opponent connect to the thickness on the second line. This is no problem. We played here. Again, we played the same mistake. And if we just reviewed our games a little more thoroughly and, we gave a lecture on this topic too. So, okay, so that's the first one, and this is a sente, but this second one is a real game loser here. T4. Right now, we're still ahead like a little bit. We forced white to really crunch up here, so of course we would be good. Very easy thing, still the same thing, just play these kinds of moves, totally fine. No, we had to play this. We felt like white had to play this, and we would play here. We would have Sente, but even that is much worse than just playing according to the thickness principle. I don't know what we were thinking. Yeah, just I don't know. I don't know. Very disappointing. And so after this, and white again, white came up with a very nice peep here instead of what we were expecting. And so this also another AI move at 02. And after this, we were now already behind. The move here is to extend behind by 3 points. Probably we may still be able to manage, but we played here much worse than this. Hard to say. And then after these moves, white is now clearly ahead. White is ahead by 7 at this point. Yeah, I don't know. The side was ours, the little corner was white's. Now white still has about as big a corner, and all that we've done was not surround the side. So very unfortunate losses. Here we should play first and then play this one. After all, we can play this move in Sente, that would give us an eye, which would be significant strength. In the game we played this one, white extends, we got a Sente, but now we don't have time. We probably should still defend, but we don't have time to defend. We started counter-attacking. And here, felt like we were doing okay, but of course we were gonna lose the left-hand side, and we definitely Atari here and tried to capture the top right, but even like this, we were not gonna be able to capture that. We we tried to capture by playing here. Of course, try to capture by playing here, that would be better. Even so, white was not gonna die, especially because we didn't Atari here. So and so this game really ended quite easily. White lived here and captured us here, and we had no way to come back. Very, very sad. An easy defeat. Um, this guy was, easy defeat. White connected, and it was very, very disappointing. We just didn't get any of the fighting right, and we started. I can't believe we made this move. Yeah, you know that first line move. The first one was Sente, and it was okay, even. But why would you make a second first line move? When is that ever good? When is the first line ever good at move like 50? Almost never. So yeah, we certainly deserved to lose, and um, you know, I really, after Black Friday, I really question our playing abilities. We in this during this Go Congress, we really haven't played any good games. Basically, we played four very bad games. One we came back in, but that's mostly because we played online, and it was PandaNet team tournament, and my two teammates already won. So um, um, yeah. Well, all four games I was playing black, so Black Friday really lives up to its name, and yeah. So I really question if I'm a strong player or not. I didn't beat anyone who was near my rating, right? And the some of these moves that I played during the losses was like, why would I ever play at the 1-4 point at move 50, and then chase white into my side, and when I'm like kind of weak, and I'm right next to the strongest position on the board with Wade having two eyes there for sure. So again, yeah. So I'm very much doubtful about my game, go playing abilities. But again, remember before you feel sorry for me, easiest $1,000 ever, and so this Go Congress was could be summed up as me taking all the easy victories and prize money as well, and losing to all the players who are relatively strong. And even in the game that where I beat Leo, the city under 18 winner for the U.S. Even in that game, I felt I was doing well the entire game, but I was losing the game for the entire game until the end, until like the middle move 120. So yeah, this was before you feel sorry for me. This Go Congress, Michael's really sad that he played kind of poorly in many of his losses at Go Congress. But before you feel sorry for me, just remember I did.
Losing White. I think White's winning by 30 now, rather than 25. So yeah, White's just increasing the lead. Sweet. So I think I'm ready. Let's call the game for Michael. So he's won easiest $1,000 ever.
Easiest $1,000 ever.
Yeah, I'm writing him up right now, right after this.
All right. Well, thank you.
I did not actually take these two guys to dinner, but it's because they didn't actually write me up later. So, not my fault. So don't feel sorry for me. I got paid for doing lectures. I got paid to just play in the Masters tournament. And I got the easiest $1,000 ever. And it was actually more than 1,000. It was like 1,500. And I won the City League and prizes. So it was great. It was great. Yeah, and I gave a lot of good lectures and a lot of good lectures that I'm gonna repeat at the European Go Congress. So yeah, good. All right, that's it for this recording. See you guys in the next one where we start playing games on our Fox account again.